everybody. Today I'm here with Kevan Breitinger, and she is one of my very, very good friends. And I'm so excited that she's here today because she is like, I call her the little melting pot of life. There's so much going on. She is a mosaic artist. She is a mother of four children, and she has four grandchildren.
Yeah.
And she's done a lot in life. So today I just wanted to talk about her life and the love that she's had and some of the loss that she's had as well. And, so we're just going to hang out and talk, and I want you to get to know her.
Sounds good.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we have so many things to talk about, and we talk about crazy things. We talk about spirituality. We talk
a lot about that.
Yeah, we've had some common things.
Yeah. Experiences, backstories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we met 10 years ago now.
At your Flow Studios, speaking of going with the flow, at your Flow Studios, where I gave myself a birthday present of coming to a session, thinking I was going to learn mixed media art.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Which I did learn some of that, but way more than that.
Yeah.
I found a dear friend and a circle of creative women on a spiritual journeys and artistic journeys. And you very generously opened up your studio, what was it, once a week or once every 2 weeks, and just invited us in to use materials and talk and share. And you taught us, you did teach us mixed media art, but more than that, we developed a circle of women friends that went deep.
I know.
Who'd have thunk it?
And still
that was
today.
A great birthday present I gave myself.
Yeah, and you came all the way from St. Augustine, which was awesome.
Totally worth it every time.
Yeah. And you made that intention to be there. And we did. We created some amazing friendships.
Yes.
And we've laughed about it because there was four of us, and we all have different belief systems, or we have similar belief systems, but they all look different.
We're all so very different. You and I are a lot alike.
Yeah.
But we're the crazy ones.
True.
But everyone is wonderful. I love each of those women dearly.
Yeah. So we're really grateful for that.
Yes.
Yeah. So at that time, your husband had cancer at that time?
Not when we first met, because that was 10 years ago, and Paul got sick about 6 years ago.
Okay, it was after. Okay.
But he was having all those facial surgeries.
Right.
Remember, he had skin cancer initially, and he had surgery after surgery with his face. You remember all the permutations of bandages and issues. He was a great support about that. But he ended up getting radiation, and ultimately, I think that's what caused him the problems. The radiation actually went into his spinal column and his system, and that's actually what did him in.
So I was trying to think about, like, I know that when you went through all of that loss, I mean, you guys were married for how long?
Oh, we were together almost 40 years. We were married over 38 years. Yeah.
So tell me about, like, how has that changed you? Being you guys were really healthy, loving.
We were pretty passionate. We were survivors. You and I have another thing in common, that we each lost a son unexpectedly, suddenly. That really sealed our friendship in a deep way, but it also helped me with my loss with Paul. Paul and I had to go through that loss together and held each other up, which helped me a lot the second time around, because I had that journey. I knew some of the road already.
Right.
And they're two very different things, to lose a piece of your flesh.
Right.
But then to lose your partner in spirit, it's such different kinds of losses.
Yeah.
Felt and experienced so very differently. One is so primal, so visceral.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but you feel, even in your gut, you feel the loss of your child.
Yes. Yeah, your whole entire a piece of you leaves you with that
Yeah.
child. And that's what
Yeah.
I said is like every grief is different.
Right.
It's all grief, but it all looks different each one. But to
Yeah.
lose a husband and a child is a lot of loss in a short period of
I'm
time.
super lucky, Robin, because I am wired for positivity. It's just my natural
Yeah.
go-to. I think that people think I'm strong, but a lot of it is wiring,
Yeah.
And I remember I have this thing in me, even on the worst night of my life, which is the night we lost Zachary. We woke up in the morning and he was downstairs and he was gone. And so then all day long we had people and you know how it is, police and so much going on. And then people start flooding your house and then there's food and then there's family. I think it was probably 20 hours later when I ended up finally in bed that night, sitting on my bed and asking myself, the first time you sit down alone with your thoughts and you're like, how will I live?
Yeah.
I know, how will I live? And I thought, will I ever laugh again? Laughing is my love language. Will I ever laugh again? How will I live? And I felt like a compass, a little thing spinning deep inside me. Where's the happy? Where's the happy? Where's the happy? Where's the happy? Where's the way out? Where's the way out? And I think surviving a loss is inadvertently a deep journey into yourself, right?
Right.
So
yes, it is.
So I really discovered my wiring in a deep way, and I felt that wiring that night, and I never thought like, oh, that's it, I'm going to be happy. But looking back, I remembered, like, even in that darkest moment, I had something in me that was like, where will I find the light to get through this? That's what it is, I guess, a search for the light.
Yeah, because everything gets so dimmed down.
Yeah, and it's so you never think that you're going to be in the situation. You never think.
Right.
So much of it, having lost somebody suddenly and having lost somebody after an illness, shock is a huge component of that. I realize now.
Yeah, people don't understand shock until you've experienced shock.
Right. There's no way to understand it. You can find books on grief, but it's really hard to books on shock and how to survive shock. Shock is a big part of it, depending on how you find out. And so
it takes a chunk out of your existence. It's like somebody drops a bomb and there's this big hole and it just shock leaves you there. That's the reason why I think it's so important to work through the emotional trauma of shock itself. And some people do very well. Like some people grieve, in 2 or 3 years, they go through the worst of their grieving and then they pull out on the other side. Some people, and I know to this day, because I've interviewed a lot of people who say, I'm still grieving, like to the extreme grieving, like it has almost become like a part of their identity, is grieving the loss of that loved one. So it's like that's a big topic.
And the added shock actually changes your brain chemistry for a period of time. Remember how you couldn't put 2 plus 2 together? People would ask you the simplest questions and it would be Charlie Brown's mom talking. You see their lips moving and you just can't put thoughts together. And that lasted for months. I remember I took a jewelry class in St. Augustine, and then when I got there, it was only me and one other student and the teacher. And you've worked with jewelry, it's intricate and it's step and it's linear thinking. And I felt so bad. She didn't know what was wrong with me. She'd be like, put this next to this and then do this. And I'd be like, what? Like, I just
could not get your brain to
follow, but I didn't know that was grief. I didn't. I just knew that my brain didn't work anymore. So there's so many layers to it.
Yeah, layers and layers and layers. For
sure.
So with Zachary, I know that he had a physical.
Well, he developed epilepsy. I have a son who is epileptic, and maybe there's some genetic piece to it. I don't know.
I'm gonna move this microphone.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, everybody, but I know that it keeps getting hit.
Good thinking.
Go ahead. Anyway, you said epilepsy.
Yeah, he had hit his head numerous times. He'd been in a couple of car accidents, and so he developed epilepsy, and that's what happened. He had a seizure at night while he was asleep, and he vomited and he choked. Okay. So that was the physical aspect of it.
Yeah. How old was he now?
27.
27.
Yeah. Which, he joined that 27 club, and I got to say, Zach would really like that.
Yeah, that's probably true.
He'd probably be like, I am in there with Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and Amy Winehouse.
That's an interesting correlation there for sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, see, you can laugh.
Yeah.
You can laugh, your heart. And twice in the past 2 days, I shed tears about Zach.
Yeah.
So it's both. You laugh, like Joni Mitchell says, laughing and crying, they're the same release.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my first questions that night. How will I laugh again? I wanted to know that. Will I laugh again?
Yeah, because that's an important part of your makeup. That's how
it's super important.
Your natural, innate personality to, like you said, to be positive and to, and those are things that would be a loss too, right?
Oh my gosh, if I didn't laugh anymore, would I even really be alive?
Yeah.
Right. So I guess in essence, that part of me that night that was asking those questions, that was the spirit of Kevan that survived many things because she could find humor.
Yeah.
So that spirit, and I guess all of us, when we're knocked down like that, that spirit is in there saying, how am I going to get through? How am I going to?
We are wired to survive.
Yes. Look at things that people survive. I mean, we've survived some bad things, but not the worst by far. Think about people who lose their children and they don't know where.
Right.
Or think about people who survived the Holocaust.
Yeah. It's
the human spirit
is
amazing.
It is.
What a creation.
Yeah.
What a creation.
Yeah. So going back to Paul, and I love Paul, and he made my big Florida sign for me, which I still have, and I love so much, and I have that piece of him, and I didn't know him that well, but I just felt like that, he had been through so much too. I mean, he had been on his own journey before this, this sickness started taking over.
Right.
And tell me like a little bit about that.
Paul and I helped each other survive a lot. We found each other and helped each other heal because Paul came from a wonderful family, big family. He was the second child of 8, and he was a great surfer, loved to surf, and at a very early age started winning national surf contests.
Wow. That's right.
Right, I remember. That's how it all started. So he started traveling up and down the coast, and he was the second of 8 kids, and obviously his parents couldn't take him to all those places. His family is a wonderful family, a great family, and they trusted the other boys he was traveling with, and they sent him on the road to do surf contests, and those kids introduced Paul to heroin at 14. So he got addicted, strung out as a baby teenager, and
as a baby.
That was years before there were even drug programs. There wasn't. His family sent him to the family doctor sent him to the local asylum. I mean, there wasn't programs. There wasn't drug education. There wasn't any understanding. We're talking. I'm very bad at math, but we're talking in the 60s. So, so when I met Paul, I was 27 and he was, I guess, 20. I met him right before his birthday. He was 28. And he'd been strung out for years and years. lived on the street, been through a lot of drug programs, and just really couldn't stay clean. And we became friends, and I met this wonderful, wonderful human who became my dear friend. And we talked really openly from the first day.
Wow.
About his addiction and how he had come to the point where he felt hopeless about it, but wasn't hopeless at all. I was also at a point in my life where I felt hopeless. I felt really, I was a mess too in a lot of different ways. No worse than him, but mine, I wasn't going to die necessarily from them. I just might have wanted to die from them.
Right.
But we became friends, and we found our way through things together, and we turned to faith. We turned to, I asked a girlfriend, I told her I met this guy, and she said, oh, have him come talk to my pastor. We went and talked to the pastor, and he offered us hope. And it's crazy. I had visited church, and I had made a commitment to God. I was looking for answers too, but nothing was really working for me. And I had, after a period of years, kind of walked away. And but I did, and during those years, I tried to do a lot of right things, and nothing ever really worked out for me. So I deliberately walked away. Intentionally did a lot of wrong things, as much as I could find, really fast and really loud. That's how I met Paul. All those years when I was trying to do all the right things, I felt like my prayers were never answered. I could pray prayers for Paul. I'm not even kidding, Robin. I would pray. I remember praying for Paul at like 2:00 in the morning, praying and saying, God, please help Paul realize that what he needs is you. And the phone rang, and it was Paul, and he said, I don't know, Kevin. I'm beginning to think maybe what I need is God. Wow. Stuff like that happened all the time. And that really was really confusing to me. I'm like, now you're answering my prayers? Like, but that really taught me that God isn't about being good or following rules. God is just about love. Yeah. So we found love that healed us, and we found it together. And so we always were a holy trio from the get-go, me and Paul and Jesus. Yeah. So that's awesome. It was always that way for us. And I think that's what kept us together through so many hard things. And we stayed in church life. We explored that thoroughly. It was very much a sanctuary and a haven for us, and some of my happiest memories. And I raised my kids there. Eventually, I came to the point where I had a lot of questions that and God kind of moved me out of church life, but not out of my faith. Of course, yeah. Not out of my relationship with Christ, not out of any of that, as you know. Right, yeah. Yeah. You know.
Wow. I mean, so it's interesting because I think that when I look back, me and my husband probably were in the same kind of thing too. Like we'd both been there, done that, and we were ready to like have something solid, to have something lasting, to have an experience, an inside experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just so interesting how like you'll go through all these things, and all of a sudden it's just like God says, it's like, hey, I've been here the whole time, but you weren't ready, and that's okay, because that's what love does. It just loves us right where
and I didn't need you to jump through all those hoops.
Right.
I just needed you.
We did that to ourselves.
Well, yeah, and that machinery kind of encouraged that in us, and I was a part of that, which I find really, to some degree, kind of confusing now. But I'm working my way through it all.
I think we're always in process. We're always working our way through. And that leads me to kind of like, when I think about knowing you, the way that I know you, like how you've navigated through the loss of a child, the loss of a husband, being a widow now, and how you like to write. You love poetry.
I do love words.
Tell me about like those things that have kept you afloat, that have kept you steady, that keep you moving forward.
Again, I'm super lucky. Again, it's wiring and words. I do love words. as you know, I'm a very verbal processor. I process everything publicly.
Yeah.
Which is tough for some people, but that's just the way it works for me.
Yeah.
I have to, if I have a ton of feelings in me, I'm not great at sitting with them and just working it through. I kind of have to express them, whether it's through art or poetry or words, whatever, music, whatever. I have to release them. And it's not enough just to write them. I have to release them and being me and being
right.
I have to share them forcibly
you have
with
to put
everyone.
them out loud. You have to make them out loud.
Yeah.
I get it.
But that's I'm a big believer in following your wiring. Because the times in my life when I tried not to never worked for me. It's only when I'm truly myself and honest and cooperating with the work the Spirit wants to do in me that I find any healing. So I did. I processed all my stuff out loud. And those were the days of Facebook. So I shared a lot of it. And in the course of that, I made contacts and connections and friends with people going through similar processes. People, some of them who I've never met, but we've become close because we're journeying together. And that is the beauty of, or it used to be the beauty of Facebook before all the ads and everything and tracking and all the weirdness now. But it was a community. And I will say that I've survived so much because of community. And you're a big part of that for me. But
I agree.
Yeah, we're all holding each other up.
Yes.
When we're being honest and saying, this is my thing, what's your thing? Because everybody has a thing.
Yeah. The human connection is really, to me, the bottom line for everything. Is we need each other. We need to share our stories out loud. We need to share experiences, because then again, it gives other people permission to share their story or to say out loud what they feel. And
which
even
is
if
what
it's
the
different.
Love Bomb Collective is, right? You helping people share stories, which is lovely. People, I feel like people need that and want that and often don't know how to do that. So what you're doing here is meaningful, deeply meaningful.
I mean, it is for me. It is what I have been led to do. I feel like it's almost like a gift, and I'm not saying I'm the gift. I feel like that God has put that gift in me to be able to say, to create a space, a safe space for people to come and just talk about life. And you know what? I mean, I love hearing people's stories and experiences.
Me too. I'm very curious. Remember, there used to be a TV show. I think that some guy would would have a bunch of phone books from all over the country, and he would just open one, and he would randomly, and then they would take a camera there, and they would do a show on the theory that everyone has an interesting story.
Everybody.
And that's what's true. And it's just giving people the opportunity and an ear to listen and an honest, receptive heart to care. So,
So I think it's just kind of like bringing everything. I mean, life is all of these components. It's grieving, it's joy, it's loss, it's and just to allow that to be said out loud, those things to be said out loud, is just, I don't know, it's just everything this is everything that I've hoped for doing this, because I love to hear your spiritual journey, your lost journey, your love journey. It's a privilege and an honor for me to sit here with you, knowing how I already know you.
It's a great gift that you offer everybody. And maybe people would listen to this and ask questions and want to hear other people's stories, because that's what, makes it go around.
So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Sharing your story. I want people to maybe check you out. Go down to St. Augustine, down to the farmers market on Saturdays,
Come find me at the amphitheater. You don't have to buy mosaics. We can just hang out. I want to hear your story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Spread the love, right?
All right. Love you, Kevan. Thanks, everybody, for being here today. Appreciate it. And bye for now.
Bye for now.